football. Today's review is on the Adidas Adizero 40 cleat. This is a football cleat designed specifically for the 40-yard dash. I did the unboxing, gave my first impression, and now is the detailed review. So unfortunately, these are actually sold out. I got them from my partners from eastbay.com. Usually I put the link in the description, and I will put the link in there in case they restock, but right now they are sold out. Again, this is specifically for the 40-yard dash. Now, in this review, I'm going to compare it to the Adizero 7.0s. Here's a version of the Adizero 7.0s, the Speed of Light version, that looks very similar to the 40. A lot of you guys had these confused. I'm going to tell you some of the differences, but really talk about the 40 and how it's built and what it's used for. And if you are in any event running the 40, whether it's your pro day, if you're in college, or you have a combine in high school or middle school or college or whatever, you just want to run a fast 40, this is the best cleat that you can run it in that is available to you, that's sold to the public. Again, it's sold out, so unfortunately you might not be able to get it anytime soon, but definitely keep paying attention to this video because for next year, Adidas is probably going to release the 40. You want to be the first to know and be able to get some of these cleats. So without further ado, let's get into the detailed review. In my first impression video, I talked about how Adidas only included what was needed to run the 40-yard dash. So in this cleat, they removed all the extras. So you're not going to have the thick heel counter that you have in the Adizeros. In the new 7.0s, you still have the sprint plate from the original Adizeros. I think they use them in the 2 and the 3.0s. A lot of people loved it because it's straight line speed. So with these studs, you can see how they differ a little bit from the new 7.0s. These studs are the original sprint frame, and they are for forward propulsion. So really for driving the foot forward because you don't have to move as laterally side to side. Also, you don't have some of that lateral stability. It's a really lightweight cleat. I mean, I talked about how you can actually fold it up. There's actually, I think, something in here still. Let me take this out, but you can actually like fold it up. Like look at that upper, you know, all the way down. When you compare it to something like the 7.0s, you know, it has a much thicker upper in here. It actually has this cuff in 7.0s to give you some more of that comfort, where here comfort is not the first priority in the cleat. It actually has a removable insole. When you get them, the insole is actually not even in it. So I tested with the insole, which is super thin, and without the insole, it's definitely, as thin as this is, just a couple millimeters, it actually adds a lot of comfort. But again, if you're just running the 40, you're not really worried about being comfortable, right? You want the lightest cleat possible to help you get that fastest time. Now, I compared a lot to a track spike. I actually still have my track spikes from college. When I was running at Michigan, we were a Nike sponsored school, so I still have my Nike Vapor Superflies. Some of you older heads may remember this cleat, this track spike from back in the day, but it's built a lot like a track spike. You see how flat this gets as well, how there's not a lot of material here. It's really for straight line speed. It's got a harder plate at the outside to really give you that propulsion to have your foot strike in the right place. So these are actually built very similarly to have your foot strike in the right place and give you all the support that you need. So just like my other cleat videos, I had this cleat cut in half. I wanted to show you guys the cross section of it and look at the material. You can see that it's actually see-through here for maximum breathability and ventilation in the actual cleat. Super lightweight. There's almost nothing in the, well, there is no insole, and there's almost nothing in the midsole. It's almost straight to the outsole of the cleat. You actually see the pattern at the bottom. So this is all that you have. Now if you compare it to something like the Adizero 7s, you can see the difference right away. You can see the 7s are a much beefier cleat. You can look at the heel, you can see all that cushioning. You can see the cushioning in the insole. It's got a little more padding, even on the heel, around the Achilles, and then all the way up into the forefoot and the upper part of the foot near the ankle area. We just have a lot more support versus this, which is kind of a raw bones cleat. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is just the weight of these cleats, to actually show you just how light they are. So usually I cut away to having measured the cleats, but I want you guys to see it in real time, the actual weight of the cleat. So I'm going to take this and we're going to weigh a couple different cleats here. So the first cleat we're going to look at are the 7.0s, just so you guys can see what the 7.0s weigh in at. Let's zero this out. So measuring the 7.0s, 9.75 ounces. So super light cleat. If you guys saw my other videos, you know that it's about that light. Now we're going to measure the Adizero's 40 cleats. This actually is with the insole. These are 5.8 ounces. Now, just for shits and giggles, I'm actually going to measure my track spikes from Michigan, 7.5 ounces. So the 40 cleats are actually even lighter than the track spike, 5.8 ounces. So that just proves how light these are. Now Nike also makes a 40 cleat sodas Under Armour. Neither of those are available to the public, so I don't have the weights on those. Can't compare them. Don't know how those are. I have not actually seen those in person, only in pictures like much of you have on my Instagram. These are the only ones that are available to the public, available to purchase in limited quantities, so you definitely have to get it early. If you're watching this video and you know, it's later in the season, or you're watching this in next year, early 2019, these usually come out in February. So definitely, you know, keep an eye out on eastbay.com for these. They've released every year for the past 3 years. This year is probably one of the best designs. So I'm gonna include some pictures of it on foot, so you guys can see how it is. Hopefully you guys saw it at the beginning of the video. I'm gonna include it at the end. And if you liked this video, remember to give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.